All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Master League Portugal Grand Final. About to see our second map get underway, and of course, as we get straight into live, going to be here on train at pick, at least of GTZ Bulls, the chance for them to be able to save themselves at least. The chance for them to redeem what happened on Inferno, to unright the wrongs of that 16-5, and of course, as we get right into map number 2, the importance of this map for GTZ Bulls is through the roof right now.
Kieran, I think through the roof is an understatement once more. It is all eyes on GT Bulls to be able to win train, to be able to go into Dust 2 and potentially turn it all on its head, and eventually perhaps even get into the main event, Moche XL. In either case, though, this is going to be train coming up, Kieran, and given how they lost Inferno, given how it all went down, could we be seeing, you know, a repeat of Inferno? Could we see Offset just completely wiping the floor with Bulls?
Definitely looks that way, especially considering that Offset themselves have been more of an active team in the scene. They've got a qualification, or at least an invite to Winners League, which is only a 15k event online, but it gives them a chance to be constantly playing against European teams. They're constantly practicing in the server themselves and ensuring that they're playing against not higher level teams, but teams that definitely would be more of a challenge than some in recent times. But yeah, it looks like Offset, they're going to be starting so well again. They're not even going to allow a bomb plant, and they keep all 5 players alive. It's a perfect start for the CT side, and already going to be bringing similar momentum as what we saw on Inferno already.
Yeah, once more, it's a classic start for Offset. Very successful, very good, and just very tactical in a way. But it is going to be, of course, an eco round this time. Bulls, they will not be following suit to that of Offset that when the Offset forced up on Inferno in the second round. And PR, well, he gets himself the first kill. It's going to be Carbon to fall. It's still going to be, of course, only Glocks and, what, 2 PT50s or a single one as far as I can tell, yeah? Offset, this should be an easy 2-0. And Bulls, well, they picked this map. They wanted to play train. Now it's their chance to show us what they got, show us what they're capable of doing. Unless they just completely let themselves go, and it's gonna be the end pretty quickly after.
Especially considering that right now it is going to be, again, like you say, a very simple round for that E side, oh sorry, for the CT side. Then putting them at a little advantage position to the point where they can get into that second. Obviously, gun round to come in the next. They won't force buy, as you mentioned. Even so, is 5 versus 2 and 58 seconds on the clock. Still plenty of time left to work with. That's going to see, again, just finding one more EMP to close down, and Stadado be able to end it off. 2-0. GTZ Bulls, they're going to now be going into their full buy round, of course. They'll be able to bring AKs to light. Investment made by them, but Offset, again, starting similarly as they did on Inferno. A very, very good start. Was that a mascot there? Was that an actual bull in the arena?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's commitment right there. I think that's proper commitment if you've ever seen one. The ladies are not impressed though by balls, so full buy, minute 45 seconds and counting. It's gonna be Offset with a 2-0 starting point. They've got themselves 2 MP9s, 2 AUGs, and the Scout on OBJ. And I think it's fair to say, even with the Scout, OBJ is a scary monster to deal with. Yeah, Bulls, let's see how the pop flash still gonna work out somehow. KST is gonna find himself just. Shellzy does drop to 16. Still gonna be Bulls that keep the lead. And that's a great start to their gun round if we're completely honest. And ABR, okay, there's another one. PR will fall with the AUG, pushing through Ivy. That's a bit of a mistake there. Should have been a bit more careful, especially once you lose the entry, once you lose the first player, you need to adjust to it accordingly. Start Dudu. Yeah, he's been spotted. Okay, 1 HP left, he's dead. He surely should be dead, or at least close to dying. Luckily, somehow evades all the shots afterwards. Slinks pushes mid, though. Wait a second. Offset. They're not done for this one just yet.
Going to be battling at least to find first kill in this round and trade back. And with the damage done onto Shellzy and ABR, we could even see a world where there are a couple more players. I think One was spotted wrapping towards CT as well, so there's definitely information gathered on this, but Lynx really not able to make too much damage. He will take out Carbon in return, and that sees it into a 1 versus 2 with Sadado down to a single point of health. Might just see the save out of this CT side. Timing there, not able to see the man crossing toward Train, and that will see GTZ Bulls getting themselves the first round on the board. Finally going to open up on their T side. Not going to be as late, or at least as straggly as Inferno was. They will be opening it up pretty early. We'll now see, of course, that CT side down into most likely an eco of their own. Sadado, they can carry that AUG over, just has a little bit of money. Same for Zlynx. We could actually see a reinvestment here from Offset. OBJ can drop an M4 on AUG. Zlynx can buy, in the same for Sadado if he keeps the rifle. And we might actually see a full investment out of Offset into this next round, which potentially could again be providing them success, although it does depend how you see. It's one of those positions where they can buy, but it wouldn't be as predominant. There's the ball just walking around the arena.
Yeah. Oh man, I love it. I love it. That's what's called showmanship. No matter how,
exactly.
If you lose, if you win, no matter what, you are a showman and you give your best performance you can in this kind of scenario. But it is going to be, of course, 2-1, and it is going to be a rebuy, as you said, a reinvestment. OBJ on the scout still, 4 Orcs though otherwise, and that's a pretty damn good buy overall for Offset given the circumstances they're in. Bulls with the first picked up. They give themselves an opportunity to actually start closing the gap, tie the score, get the lead if at all possible. And again, we are in a position where now Bulls have a chance to actually prove everybody wrong, especially us two, I guess, in a way, or at least me, and give us an excellent T-side performance, really just shove it down the throat of Offset and, absolutely demolish this second map. Give themselves an opportunity to go to Dust, to go to the, to the main event itself to qualify through MLP. But Bulls, this is a B hit by the looks of it. They're going to be walking it all the way through B. Minute left. More than enough time on both sides to decide or to read as to what's coming their way. 50 seconds, give or take, counting down. OBJ.
Offset, they have 2 players toward that B bomb site and joined by a third. They've read this really well, because right now as they will be executing toward that B bomb site, they've rotated all 4 over. This is perfect out of Offset. There should be no way for GTZ to enter the bomb site whatsoever, and whilst they will be able to wrap toward higher catwalk, it's Sadado that finds a first, a 3 for 2 trade, and as the bomb is down, at least ABR to make an impact and return a frag, but 20 seconds on the clock. Going to be playing very sneakily from above on top of the train. Sadado, beautiful hold from him and his squad. A 3K out of him, and PR finding 2 as well. A nice little hold and a perfect read from Offset out of that round by GTZ. They knew that there was no attention shown across the map. They sort of put their eggs in one basket and guaranteed or banked on or gambled on the B bomb site being taken. But it was a nice read nevertheless, and that closes down that T side. They will be going back into a buy round. Offset in the lead yet again, and now at that 3 rounds on the board, going to see that CT side at least being able to take more coming through for these next couple of rounds. And love to go back into the game, considering the round is live. But
the round is live, yeah, exactly. One thing I'd mention is the problem for Bulls was they all stacked on B, but they had no prior map control. They didn't even try to excel at having any prior map control, and that means that immediately, as soon as Offset realized, okay, there's nobody present in Ivy, there's nobody present in Pop, nobody's really aggressing to main, there's a high chance we will be having a fight coming towards B and a full-on execute, and it was clear as day for them. They rotated OBJ pretty much instantaneously, and the last guy, PR, I think, also then moving through while leaving. I think we have to commend them here. They left one person. I'm not sure who exactly it was, but they left him in Pop. That's the glory when it comes to understanding what might be going your way, how you have to play. And back to the game. 44 seconds, 43 seconds, and counting in. Offset is a man down, but they've got themselves at least 4 Orcs, so there's that. Bulls, a good start, I guess, to a force buy round.
Yeah, looking them so far with 30 on the clock. Shelzy is onto a Deagle, and the round itself looking a little bit prosperous right now for that It's T-side, but still Zlink's able to shut down a first. That is Carbon to be picked off, and PR is in the support. Great spam onto ABR, and he's not going to be allowed to enter from Pop Dog. They'll spot out at least the first man. Stays alive somehow, and there's the kill to find. It's Sadado and PR to clean things up. And even as GTZ Bulls had the first kill in their advantage, it's Offset that swayed entirely, a 4-1, and no money left on that T side. They're now down into a pistol Kevlar purchase, maybe not even to the extent of that. And that's going to see Offset again taking a nice little lead going into that CT side, and they proved that on Inferno as well, that their CT side was solid. They got the job done. They're again going to be starting well this time. That's going to be really working out for Offset, especially now that GTZ don't have economy. We'll be into a little bit of a pistol eco. And this is going to surely see a 5-1 and have that CT side really gaining an early advantage, especially on the map pick of GTZ.
It should, right? That's how it should all go through. But we'll find out pretty soon. And again, the round. Come on, guys. Again, the round. There we go. The entry to PR, the refrag to Carbon, or more so to KST. Wait, you said KST is... how the name is... Control... No. Custom, yes, yeah, custom. Yeah. My bad. It is custom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. I'll admit, you know, they are Bulls themselves are a little bit of an unknown number, as I said in the past. We saw them in the Pixel Bet Brawl tournament that we were casting and covering, but overall, outside of that, I never saw them before. Like, I never saw them before that or after that. So again, you know, a few mistakes will be made here and there. Yeah, 4-1 Bulls. A bit of a tough break for them. They've got an eco. Of course, they have a chance to get a kill or two here. They'll be trying A by the looks of it, as far as I can tell. And I like this decision. First of all, B is way too hard to break because you have to have those firefights. You have to win the initial duels. Against A, though, if you're able to sneak out through Olaf, like we're seeing right here, right now, 3 players made their way through Crossroads already. This is excellent. OBJ is watching the cross, though, and he's close range ready. Stadudu finds himself a second. And by the looks of it, Offset is too well prepared for any sort of clutch like that. But at least, you know, Bulls, they got close to the side. That's, you know, the saving grace.
Yeah, exactly. It's a nice idea. And especially, like you say, with the exploit that can be had through Olaf and the sort of sneaky positions that you can make, it does allow for, again, now that they realize that Offset might not be putting as much attention in that position they would like, it might even give them an opportunity further down the line to be able to then exploit that with the rifles, get into the game. The AKs and the utility go for that execution, try and work it in the next round. But even so, this time we are going to see, again, a buy round out of Bulls. Custom, he'll be able to find himself a double to open things up. Stadano and Just both to be eliminated, and that's going to be a 5 versus 3. Already sees that CT side now at a disadvantage, and as ABR puts PR into the grave, very nice advantage that we'll see GTZ closing out a second round most likely. Slinks could be the man to crack things open, but EMP's too wise for that. OBJ last alive into a 1 versus 5. He might just try and save. So much time left in the round, he's probably going to be hunted down already, spotted out by Carbon, at least a tag to come through. Yeah. He will try and finish him off with a deagle, but not going to matter. Second round for GTZ, and that will keep them, at least for now, putting rounds on the board and staying in the game. If they can make it consecutive, they'll be right back into this. But Offset will, of course, be able to put, hopefully, rebuy on the board. Not too sure how strengthy their economy is, but and so CT side at this 5-2, still comfortable up to now.
Yeah, it's looking pretty okay for the moment. I mean, you know, 5 rounds is not a bad start. Nice entry by OBJ, though. Oh, my God. He's going to push Ivy, get himself 1. They spot another player in main as well. And, of course, EMP, he's in a bit of a troublesome spot. This is going to be an issue for him. If he dies here, yes, he does. Of course, KST is able to refrag, but still, it's a 4-on-3. This is a problem. This is starting to be a big issue. ABR... finally brings down OBJ, at least. That's the important part. And, oh, yeah, this is Shelzy, and I can already know what you mean by that. Stadudu and Shelzy, right? Oh, that is clutch right there. That is a possible clutch for Stadudu because of that. Oh, no. Kieran, knife? I think there's a knife coming out. I'm fairly certain there's a knife coming out. Oof, close call. Yeah. There it is. That's the round gone. I mean, Shelzy, surely he knows what the problem is here. And, well, the problem is the fact that he just wasn't ready for the fight. That's it. And Offset, they went on top of an eco round, Kieran.
Crazy. To be able to again bring out pistols and once again have been able to win another round in this similar scenario just shows that these guys are so prepared for anything that GTZ Bulls are looking to throw at them, just to the point where it's not even going to be a challenge for them to be able to find victory. Shelzy will try and save AK at least, but
12 seconds, and I mean, he's going to be able to save it. At least he should be able to. But then again, the save is not really going to do any justice to Bulls, is it? Especially with the fact that Shelzy, I mean, he does have enough to drop an AK to one of his teammates if need be. Luckily, that's not the case. But once more, it's just a problematic position to be in. Down 4 rounds, your map pick. You've already lost the first. You got enough for a rebuy. That's that's a really nice. That's a really nice, helpful thing and all that. But if you don't do anything with that rebuy, it's all for nothing.
That's the thing. If they're not going to be putting rounds on the board, even when you have a full buy and you have all that equipment, you have the AWPs and such, but you're not able to then find a round with it, that's going to be just showing that Offset will be able to overrun you much like they did on Inferno, and especially with the way that they've been able to control the run of play so far and been able to ensure that now we do have the DT side really comfortable. He said they have been able to put a reinvestment onto the board, the AWP in the hands of ABR, and utility to work with as well. They should have a chance at least to maybe make a little bit of impact, but with how good that Offset have been and the way they've been able to control this CT side up to now, should be GTZ Bulls that again find similar issues. Especially now that Offset, again, already reading early into the round, they're going to show a little bit of main aggression. They will soon realize that there is no one in attendance of this position. Carbon at least to look to try and gain some control, but they've already locked it down on that CT side. Now that they realize that there was no one challenging earlier, they either split themselves and rotate toward B, or they realize that it's probably going to be an Ivy taken with 3 men down toward this position. Datado holding from the back lines and OBJ watching Ivy with that AWP. It is going to be difficult for GTZ Bulls to do this. They are running down the clock, but as that first smoke is thrown, Bulls soon realize that it is going to be that A-bomb site, especially with Zlinks prepared from Pop Dog. All angles are covered by Offset right here. It's perfect to see. They're reading this so incredibly well, and there's Datado to swing for the first kill. A 5v4, and with time ticking and already the motive of GTZ red, this round should be impossible.
It should be that on paper, at least, CMB is going to push out. And if he catches off OBJ, that might be perfect. That could be the timing that Bulls were looking for at the start. But OBJ, well, when you want to catch him off, that's usually a big problem. And, well, you usually get yourself killed. The refrag comes through for Bulls, but it's still not enough. 4 on 3, 18 seconds. Good night, KSC. Stadudu finds himself a second. And that's the game, or excuse me, that's the round. That's 7-2 as Bulls are completely locked out of having any chance towards A side. ABR is a glass cannon trying to save it most likely, or at least looking to save it afterwards ASAP. You know, I mean, best case scenario here is he brings it into the next round, but he's still going to be glass cannon. He's still going to be on only that $50 bank and the AWP. And the rebuy should be coming through for Bulls. As far as I could tell, they had about 4.5K, give or take, dollars, something of the like. And here's the replay, yeah, the peak from Stadudu. This was a perfect one, and one thing to mention is people underestimate how hard it is to see through a Molotov. When you are on the opposite side of a Molotov, if you're not close enough to it, you will be having a very hard time seeing anything across that black smoke, black pixelated smoke, and it's just, you know, it's a difficulty for the T side, understand it. OBJ though, there's the round, the peak in upper, and it's a frag again to Offset, an opening to Offset. Bulls, they're taking control of brown holes, right? But it's not really helping them too much. I mean, it's gonna be an entry to Offset that Bulls have no way of regaining.
And especially with the fact that they've now, I believe, dropped the bomb when they found the first kill. They realized at least that the bomb was in brown holes, so they have read at least into that. But are going to stay in this similar position as well, as they look to aggress down toward this B bomb site, but might be pulling away just a little bit. Zlinks inside of Popdog. How prepared is he going to be for this as they try and at least rotate over 2 players toward top of Popdog, but it seems like, again, we'll focus more toward the B holes this time. Some damage to be done to Custom as he tried to bait out Zlinks. With 45 seconds approaching, we'll now see the T side beginning to dedicate themselves toward the B site, but just look at the way, again, Offset have been able to read this. I'm fairly certain they spotted the barrel of AWP through that lower ramp area. As soon as they start to execute, it's not really going to make too much of a difference. It's just that spots the info. At least the MP finds one. ABR to return, even with OBJ to frag on that AWP, but he's looking to now get aggressive. There is PR in support as well. That close train Custom, this might work out. OBJ returns fire, and he's now looking for more. He's inside the smoke, still dealing damage, but it's all in the hands of Zlinks. Makes it into a 1v1 though, and ABR, he has to be perfect, has to hit the shot on the cross, and again, like you say, with that glass cannon, gets himself on top train, sees the info, will try and go for the defuse instead, but he can't really find the bomb. He will try and find it, he will try and stick it, and oh my god, he's actually done it! Oh my god!
And he's gonna kill him! He's gonna kill him, yes! Oh my lord, you gotta be joking me. He drops the weapon though, he doesn't retrieve the AWP, which kind of sucks. But holy hell, he actually wins the round because of it. He actually goes for the smoke kill, defuses the bomb. Oh, excuse me, the smoke defusal. He gets it, and that's gonna be a devastating result for Bulls, or for the GTZ Bulls. That is just a horrible, horrible ending of a round they were supposed to win on. And ABR, that's all because he had no Kevlar. If he had Kevlar, he could have challenged that fight much better. He could have gone for the fight much easier. Unfortunately, not meant to be in PR. He already starts it off. EMP lonely out of A site, or excuse me, out of A main. That feels like Bulls losing players like that, running out of A main when nobody else is supporting you. No flashes, no smokes, no nothing. To me, that is a mistake, or at least that is something that usually doesn't, you know, bode well for the T side when somebody's just running out randomly like that.
That's the thing, with so many rounds down at the moment, you've got to realize that GTZ, they're grasping at straws. They're trying to get any opportunity possible back into this round. Looking to do so. Shelzy, at least boosted up on top of the boxes toward Ivy, will have a nice little lookout point, but realizes that there is really no one in sight. I'm pretty sure he did spot the first man on top of Brains at least, but with ABR looking to now make his way forward, 45 seconds just passed. There is plenty of time right now for GTZ to be able to take over this bomb site. Reposition out of Stadado, however, that might give him such a better angle to work with. He's going to be sat so passively, and as he realizes there is a first man now looking to approach, will he spot him? Yes, he will. Stadado has to be careful, but Zlink's there in support. Down into a 4v0, is just able to close out the final man. 9-2, and finally the money is destroyed on that GTZ side. They forced up a couple of rounds. They did get some AKs, but doing absolutely nothing with them. And that's now seeing them at a very rough point. This is probably double figures, if not 11, 12, heck, maybe even 13 rounds with the way that Offset are playing right now.
I would dare say this is not just double figures. This is most likely the map. And I know I sound grim, and I know this is too soon of a say, or almost certainly it is, but again, the way it's all been going down, the way Bulls have lost Inferno, the way Inferno had been lost, you know, I'm having a very, very rough time getting any positive encouragement out of GTZ Bulls, basically, because every single round so far, even the rounds they won, were rounds that were very close. There was actually, no, excuse me, one round was where it wasn't. Lost pretty much everybody, and they got, I believe, one refrag in. That's it. But that's again, that's a fluke round for me in the eyes of Offset, because we see that Offset is not losing otherwise in that kind of manner. They're not losing rounds after rounds against ecos, against force buys, against, you know, full buys like that. If they do lose a round, they lose it in a very calm, you know, one-on-one, two-on-one manner. And this pistol buy is not going to work out at all. It is a 4-on-2 already. Could get another kill, actually, it's possible, but unfortunately not meant to be. 10-2, and Bulls, this is it. They have to pick 4 rounds. As Fallen said, you know, 11-4, it's not a good result, but it's certainly better than nothing. And with 4 rounds on the T side, I think they can make it work. I think they can find themselves victory for the CT side. But it's going to be one hell of a side they're going to have to play, and one hell of a performance they're going to have to put up.
They're going to have to at least take this as close as possible, like you said. They have to get as many rounds as they can. Yeah, 10-5 would be a sweet spot to go into, but especially with the way that Offset have just been able to control the pace up to now. It's all really working in their favor, and I'd love to see the action that's going on right now rather than zooming into these poor kids' faces. But there we go, OBJ.
The entry.
Able to open up the first kill, and again, like you say, all the motion right now is going in the favor of Offset. They're constantly being able to get the entry kills in these rounds, and that's what makes them such a solid asset in this map, because not only have they been able to control the rounds themselves, but when they're already making instant impact without anything to be done by GTZ, that's where you know that a side is struggling, and this time just waiting for that anti-flash. He's waiting for the opportunity to strike toward this ramp, and he's now looking to do so. Such a strong position. He'll take out 3, and he even finds a 4th. Oh my god. I think it's done. I think with the way that Offset are playing right now, there is no coming back from GTZ. They are too hyped up and too ready for this.
See, that's exactly what I'm feeling right now from Offset. Is they're not going to be stopping here. They're not going to be giving themselves, you know, I mean, they're giving themselves a pat on the back, just being like, okay, boys, this is, you know, let's just keep calm, remain calm, remain confident, and just keep it up, keep this pressure up. We can break opponents easily. That's it. End of story. Other than that, you know, I don't see them losing at all. I mean, maybe I would see them lose. I could see them lose if Bulls right now just dominate the last 3 rounds completely. Or the last 2 rounds, excuse me. That they get every single round and that they dominate it. Like right now, that's going to be an entry coming out for Bulls. But again, just refragging, thrown connector, the pop flash PR. ABR and Carbon do refrag, but it's still going to be a 1-on-2, and now down to Carbon it goes. And this is a much better performance than we've seen for the majority of the first half out of Bulls. And, well, it's Carbon down to a 1-on-2. This is the 3rd time they've had a 1-on-2 clutch, and it's the 2nd time they've lost it. And unfortunately, that's going to be the worst possible result, I think, for Bulls as well. T-side train, 4 rounds, 5 rounds is acceptable. It's like, okay, you know, you've got a little bit of a buffer zone. You have to make it up on the CT side. It's not impossible. It's not going to be easy, but it's, you know, certainly better than nothing. But having less than 3 rounds, 2 rounds, or having 2 or less rounds, that's just, oof, that's a tough one.
And that's the thing. If they were able to make 3, 4, 5 rounds, and you think, yeah, fair enough, they're going to be looking at least a little better in this second half. But with the way that Offset, they most likely are going to end this 13-2. It's such a strong performance out of them that the half is essentially going to be probably wrapping up the game in itself, and unless they can bring back this third round and then be able to find the pistol to then follow it on with, it's going to be really, really hard for that, well, coming into CT side, to be able to find the success. And again, as the round seems like in the background, it's already going on. I don't think there's any action to really be seen. It's, oh my god, it's already down into, they keep all 5 players alive. Okay. 13-2. Yeah. What a way to end the half. And what a way to really end the series by the looks of things.
Yeah, I mean, the performance out of Offset, I dare say it's better than what we saw out of Giants last year. At least the way it's being played, the way they show their confidence in themselves is much better than what we've seen out of Giants last year. Because simply put, you know, this is where it all matters. This is where all your efforts of the entirety of the season, all your practices, all your invested time into the game is going to be coming out here. And Offset, it shows that they invested not just time, but their minds and their souls into this. They're ready to go win this, they're ready to close it out, and they're ready to play in the Moche XL tournament, the main stage tournament, where they face off Game Legion. And I have to admit that if Offset perform the way they're performing right here, right now, Oof la la. Game of Legion's gonna have issues. But the pistol is live, and the second pistol, well, OBJ, there's the entry again already. Bulls, they lose the first man. It's the plant already down, and it's a 5-on-4 retake, or a 4-on-5 retake. Shellsy, nice refrag at least, or a 4-on-4 nonetheless.
At least they're able to level it into that 4v4, but with the way that they're set up in this after plant, the bomb is perfectly primed, but EMP able to take out one, but it's Stadado that does return fire. PR looking to keep himself alive, and there's another one. Oh, even the molly to go down onto the bomb, denying, the smoke at least to come through. Oh, they have to try and stop the diffuser. Will they have time to do this? No, they won't. And GTZ, they find themselves the ninja. Offset did it in the first half. GTZ bring it in the second, and they will be able to grab themselves the pistol round.
No way. You gotta be joking me. A 1-on-3. They know he's in the smoke. They know he's trying to pull this off, and he actually still does it. Wow, that is just amazing. Well played, Bulls. If nothing else, you deserve a pat on the back and, you know, at least some sort of recognitions for your balls of steel. But it's going to be a rebuy by Offset. They've got themselves 3 AKs. We can tell they are hungry for the kills, pushing out of A immediately. The Molotov and the connector is pretty classic. Pop flash behind Pop Dog, or above Pop Dog. Oh,
my God.
Oh, Slinks is actually
no.
Dudu finds another one. And what? It's just like dominoes. It's all falling apart.
Oh, my God.
No, Bulls, no. That's a big old no there from me. I mean, that's not supposed to happen. That's not supposed to go down like that. And yet it does. And yet, Shellsy, a 1-on-5, what can you do? I guess the answer is nada. De nada, senor. And I know that's not Portuguese, but unfortunately, it doesn't matter. 14-3, and yeah, this is serious point coming up.
I'm pretty sure that's like the maybe 4th or 5th time that GTZ Bulls have lost to a force buy in this series so far. Like you say, with the 14 on the board, get them calm and collected as ever. They're loving life right now. They know the series is in their hands. They know they're going through that main stage. They've already pretty much confirmed it at this point with taking that round. And again, pistols in the hands of that CT side. At least an investment to be made. Already it seems like it is being... Oh, nice shot by ABR, going to pin down OBJ. Gotta say, the quality of the Deagle shots today has been pretty solid so far. Elsie has been spotted, though. He's looking for a second man on the back of the site as well. Links to take out one. I'm pretty sure they saw Carbon Cross. Yes, they did. Although, Custom at least able to find 2 kills of his own, make it a third. I think GTZ Bulls, they might have just flipped the switch a little bit. Seems like themselves, they've won a force buy in their favor. We might be staying in this map just a little bit longer now.
Well, we can say that it's better late than ever. That saying is definitely true here for GTZ Bulls. 14-3, there's still a chance they can win this. And this round itself should be winnable for them. Although Stadudu, yes, ABR, what a lightning fast peak with Deagle even. I mean, that's a rare shot you don't see every day. That's more of a matchmaking or a face-it shot that people usually pull on you, and you just kind of lose your shit because it's like, oh, there it goes, bam, and you just get deleted before you even know what's up. Nice shot, nice round. Bulls, they get a little bit lucky there with the push through B by Offset, that they are able to sneak in a second player before even, you know, before anybody can respond. And, you know, the timing there from Bulls was perfect. They were able to catch 2 players in the back effectively. So 14-4 and 10 rounds difference remains. Offset, they've got themselves the full buy. They've got full utility, at least close to something of a... not really, actually, my bad. They've got, what, 4 smokes, a few flashbangs, that's it. So not really much they can rely on. And PR actually on a Deagle. Fair enough, okay. The money is kind of more lacking than I thought it would be. But it is the 3rd round of the second half, so it's not a surprise. It's the Dudu. Out of main, gets 1 EMP refrags, back to a 4-on-4. This is a round that Bulls need to win.
Jay be able to take one of his own as well. EMP will hear the footsteps at least, able to gather some info on it. They expect the backstab to be coming in. EMP, will he be aware of it? Well, OBJ is better. A beautiful reaction shot, and oh my God, it's down into a 4 versus 2. They smoke off the CT spawn. They ensure that Elsie, if he wants to regress, It has to be through the smoke, and
the timing.
No one to challenge him. They've already pulled away toward the site itself, and I think they're even going to be aware of this. Shellzy, whilst he does find a first, great damage onto a second as well. Carbon has to be careful right now. I think they might have a slight intuition, and as they shut him down, it's all in the hands of Shellzy. 2 players incredibly low. Bomb looking fake to be planted. Shellzy to take down a first onto Just, but still there is PR to put the nail in the coffin. A 15-4, and the money of GTZ down in the dirt. Not going to be able to buy at this point. They have to force it up, and it's series point. Offset, they get one more round. They're into the main stage.
That's it. That's the series. As you said, that should be the ending. Couldn't have come at a worse place as well for, of course, for Bulls to lose on. If they had a bit of bank to back onto, to have a little bit of money to work with, I would say, okay, you know, it's not that big of a deal. They can still rebuy. They can still make the comeback possible, but with the way it's all been going, and I think the round is live, but we are not seeing it again. And there's the entries. Okay, Lynx and PR will fall. Carbon had been traded out as well, but Bulls at least have a man advantage. The op on Stadudu. Interestingly not on OBJ. And, well, at least another frag goes to Bulls. Still going to be a 2v4. And, ooh, wait a second. Through the smoke? Surely not. OBJ, though. OBJ. Yeah, there's the kill. Second as well. At least spots him. Through connector, he has to fight 2 angles at the same time. Impossible for him, but maybe not impossible for Just. A 1-on-3, minute left.
You have time. At this point with 48 of health and 3 players to contend with, especially that smoke fading toward ramp will begin to give ETZ Bulls the chance to now gain that information, especially with the MP sat waiting. One of the 2, like ABR actually sat on top of that oil train. Yes, he is, and there he is. Nice little tap to close it out, and that'll see ETZ finding themselves a 5th round. Back and forward.
A very bad economy.
Yeah, exactly. Back and forward rounds at this point, and like you say, with the money not going to be in the favor of Offset this time, they should be going down to more of an eco. Just fight out this wave. Give at least a 6th to GTZ, but then you'll be able to afford that full buy going into the next round themselves, and that is where it gets a little bit dangerous for GTZ. A single mistake that comes in that CT side, and that ends the game. So they have to do it picture perfect, crystal clear, all through these 10 rounds coming up. And if they can't, that's going to be the end of the series, unfortunately. It's more of a matter of when rather than how for Offset. It's obviously going to come at some point, but it's just how many more can GTZ get before the inevitable does eventually happen?
I think the answer is, well, they can get as many as they like if they're going to flip the switch, as you said, and really just, you know, give us a whole different kind of style, whole different kind of performance. But as we all know, that's probably not going to be happening. That's most likely not going to be possible, or not going to be going on in any case. But right now, it's still going to be 55. It's an eco round for Offset, so this is 6 to Bulls most likely. Did you see? Dude, this guy... He has no fear. He has a deagle, no Kevlar. He runs out of mid, doesn't lose more than 50% of his HP, and still gets away scot-free in the end. I mean, scot-free is obviously a relative term, but, I mean, he tags Carbon at least, if nothing else. They lose PR, though, and it's going to be back to a classic round that Bulls should be winning easily. Stadudu, though. There's a deagle. ABR refrags. Still a 4-on-3. There's the AUG picked up, or at least the weapon on Just, but it doesn't really help them too much. And, yes, Lynx... Gonna put it back into a 2v3. MP at 3 HP. Wait a second. I mean, this round, as much as I think Bulls should never have even a slight of chance of losing.
What's the...
Oh, yes, he does. He tags onto him, but he doesn't get the kill.
Oh,
OBJ. Oh, you gotta be good. Oh, you gotta be joking. Shells back. Oh, OBJ, this is it. Map point. This is it. It's a 1-on-1. Shellzy, he has to stay alive. He picks up the op as well. OBJ, best case scenario for him.
Oh.
What a close call. That could have turned out a lot worse than it did. It could have been a lot worse than it was. And it's gonna be a saving grace, single man surviving. So there's that. But holy hell, are things strung on a very, 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 very thin string.
Starting to really not favor ETZ, especially in an eco round like that, where Offset are able to do that much damage with basically a Deagle and a Kevlar. That just shows how strong these guys. They actually have gone for a double eco this time, or a double semi-force at least, to guarantee some extra money going into the round itself. This should potentially give ETZ the chance at getting 7 on the board. Again, with Deagles, we can't ever underestimate Offset with how good that they have been in these past couple of rounds. Again, they will be able to break out toward the A-bomb site. PR finds the first, Lynx with the second, and as they close out a couple of men, Custom, he's having to try and fire back. The cavalry to come supporting, and luckily ABR's able to trade, but just the same, and into a 4v2. It seems like right now, as PR closes down one more, I think that's the game in itself. 32 HP, and it's not gonna happen.